Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, I fixed the issue with the volume, but we'll see. Let me know. So, sorry if my last video, the volume was weird. This thing does act up from time to time. It is on. I always check that. So, a common tactic with narcissists, as we all know, is gaslighting. However, in this video, I want to discuss a specific type of gaslighting that is a very common tactic for narcissists. And for those of us that have been subjected to it, it is very infuriating because it's, like most things with a narcissist, it's just a straight up denial of reality, of what happened, of truth, for them to bend truth to fit their narrative because they think the whole world bends around them. So why not truth itself? Because if it makes the narcissist look bad, it can't be true. If something proves the narcissist wrong, it can't be true. They know all. They are all. I used to call my mother a know all, be all the time, piss her off. But so this specific type of gaslighting, this specific narcissist tactic is when the narcissist pretends nothing happens. And I'm talking like it's a common and infuriating tactic that after a big fight, blow up, something very abusive that happened, the narcissist losing it like that and going off on you, and then them later denying that that ever took place. Those of us that have dealt with narcissists are like, well, that never happened, or I don't remember that, or I don't remember that happening that way. And they know damn well what happened. But in this situation, in these situations, they know damn well that what they did, they cannot defend. And these are events that they can't twist the narrative, in their favor. They can't project it on you. They can't blame you for it. So the only way for them to get out of events like this is to deny that the event ever took place. Now, this is, very infuriating, particularly if there were other people there, because it's like, how come these 5 other people all remembered exactly how I do, but you're the only one? Well, they don't matter. Oh, but they mattered when they were, for your argument just a couple weeks ago. So the first step in dealing with this is keep cool and refrain from convincing the narcissist. They know what happened. They're using their selective forgetfulness to, try to keep their image that they're perfect and that they do nothing wrong. And of course, because if they admit they do anything wrong, that not only shatters that image of them being perfect, but it also shatters what they're trying to do to you, that scapegoat image where you're the problem. See, projection is another big part of this. So they project everything negative about them onto their target and make it as if it's the target doing everything that they're doing. So if they admit to anything, then that shatters that image that you're the problem. There's something wrong with you. I just know that. Yeah. And this is also a means of psychological control when they, use this selective forgetfulness, claiming something didn't happen. So not only can they treat you in any way they please, say whatever they want to you, do whatever they want to you, control you in any way as if you were their property, but they also control, what you remember and don't. Like, it's basically like your own memories aren't even your own. The narcissist tells you what did and didn't happen or how something played out. And this is common. Narcissists, a lot of times, will accuse you of doing things that you couldn't have done because they'll accuse you of being somewhere, like at a party or something, where you weren't even there. Like, nobody recalls seeing you, just the narcissist, because it involves something that they require a scapegoat for to make themselves look good. So obviously their main target, the black sheep, is going to be who they use as a scapegoat for this event. It doesn't matter if you were even there or not. No, you're at fault. That doesn't matter. No matter if you were there, if it didn't happen, if you weren't there, doesn't matter. Everything's your fault because they say so, and they know all, are all, and control all. So dealing with this specific situation where a narcissist claims something didn't happen, this is a common form of gaslighting. What they do is the narcissist is gaslighting you will savor this, if they can try to convince you, if they can get you to give in and say that, this event didn't happen, then that's part of driving you crazy. That's part of their complete control over you and you being fully subjected to their will. They will not shy away from this event. They'll keep pretending it never happened. And narcissists may go to the point of fabricating so-called evidence, or bringing third parties to persuade you that you're wrong. Now, this will be obviously their enablers. And when they bring in third parties to say something never happened, they're going to go to people who enable them no matter what, even if these people were not there at the blow up or, the specific event of abuse that the narcissist is claiming never happened. Like, well, so-and-so said that didn't happen. It's like, well, they weren't there. How would they know either way? Like, that's not a witness. Yeah, like, well, I said, like, typical enabler response would be, well, no, that doesn't sound like them. They would never do that. Yeah, It's like, what? Oh, I noticed you got a new Gucci bag. Who bought you the Gucci bag, enabler? How is this benefiting you? Yeah, things like that. So, how to handle this, being in the face of this specific type of gaslighting is you need a rock you can lean on, someone who can help you maintain your grip on reality. In other words, people who know what really happened and can give you that validation that, yes, once again, the narcissist is abusing you, they're manipulating you, they're gaslighting you, trying to warp reality and truth simply to make themselves look perfect and to make you look bad. Because you will question yourself at these events, because the narcissist is relentless, and though it's funny and almost funny in this type of situation, because even though they know what really happened, the narcissist, they will bring up their version of events as much as possible to try to persuade or just ingrain into other people's head their version, so that they hear it so many times that they believe it's true. So then you lose all credibility, because a narcissist doesn't want the scapegoat, their target, their main victim, to have any credibility, because of course a scapegoat or a target is going to reach their breaking point and is going to expose the narcissist for who they really are. But if you totally discredit that person so nobody believes anything they say and they think they're crazy, even if they've been, tested professionally, psychologically by half a dozen fire departments, for example, then people will believe their version, at least for a time, or maybe they'll believe their version, especially if you're dealing with a borderline, because they're afraid of the borderline having a meltdown. They are quite a sight if you have never seen one. Yeah. So, secondly, when dealing with this situation, find someone to help you go over the event, sort it out, like detail by detail, so that they can back you up on what exactly happened, who was there, who saw it, like evidence, detective work, due diligence, that kind of thing. And, perhaps you should get some professional psychological advice on narcissism to know the details that, yes, this is a narcissistic tactic. This person is most likely suffering from, if not NPD, a cluster B disorder of some type. Many times the narcissist will realize that they went over the line during this event. They know how bad it looks. So that's why they conveniently forget. I can't stress that enough. In this case, a narcissist will appear very agitated or get angry when you try to bring up the event. And then they'll forcefully reply, that never happened, or I don't remember that, or it didn't happen like that. That's how it'll go down when it's like, if you're confronting the narcissist on this just one-on-one. But when it, like I said before, when you're around like their enablers, they'll tell their version of what happened. So you found the narcissist's weak point in dealing with this. Like, that's the plus side of this, is when you have an event like this happen, you know that this is something the narcissist knows is wrong. You, at this point, must also go on the offensive and tell as many people about this event and see what their reaction is, particularly those that were at the event, so that, they don't forget about what really happened, so that's ingrained in their head. So when the narcissist continues to spin their narrative, those people that were actually there can speak up and say, no, that's not how it happened, and I was there, because, you know, they actually can say that if they were there and they witnessed it. People that just know the narcissist would never do that is, you know, they're not credible. They weren't there. Some professionals will say to forgive the narcissist for this behavior. No, that's what the narcissist wants. The narcissist wants you to forgive them, because then that validates the narcissist. Well, you know, it must not have been that bad. And the biggest part, you know, if you don't go on the offensive, you know, and then later bring it up, like say something happened, you don't talk about it till 2 years after it happened, the narcissist will usually use the line, was it really that bad? You know, like it's like, I kind of remember that, but it wasn't a big deal. You're making a big deal out of nothing. They'll go into that. Like maybe at most, you know, they'll be fishing for that apology to seem like the bigger person, but they'll admit to like only the slightest bit of what they did, and they'll try to spin it so it wasn't really that bad. They're making something out of nothing, oversensitive, you know, those kind of tactics. So be aware of that if you're in this situation. It is a very common narcissistic tactic, particularly narcissists who favor gaslighting. Most use it, but some use it more than others. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you can handle yourself in this situation. Sadly, if you are ever placed in it, please like and subscribe and watch my older videos to help the channel grow. And if you want, I'd like you to send a tip to the channel to also help, you know, the channel grow and hopefully help me help other people. Thanks for watching to the end.